So the new Ascender is here. It is the ready-to-run crawler, electric, 10-scale, solid axle, 4-wheel drive. It isn't that much different compared to the previous Blazer version. In fact, when I went through them, I could only find 3 differences. But before we check out those differences between the Blazer and the Bronco, let's just check out some of the basic features of this ready-to-run platform. Making the ready-to-run a ready-to-run, this package is going to include the Spectrum DX2E 2.4 GHz transmitter. It is only 2-channel. You don't get a 3rd channel if you want to add a winch later, but it is a decent radio and it's going to get the job done. It requires 4 AA batteries, but thankfully they are included with this package. Waterproof electronics are also included with this truck, which are really nice if you want to drive through puddles or streams or in the rain, although in the manual Vaterra states that this is a water-resistant truck with waterproof electronics and that you should not treat it like a submarine. That's the actual word they use, meaning don't submerge it in water. And they say this with good cause because water can really take a toll on your truck without proper maintenance, wearing out your bearings and corroding screws and nuts and things like that. Part of that electronic package is the waterproof Dynamite 60 amp ESC. It is forward and reverse and it is brushed only, but it's 2 or 3 cell compatible and does have a cutoff for both. Up front in the steering you get the 3-link pan-hard setup, which really looks cool at the front with aluminum links, and it's all connected to a metal gear waterproof servo. Underneath the chassis you'll find that there's more aluminum links on the upper and lower position. This is a 4-link setup and I really like that they included aluminum links everywhere on this truck. On the SCX-10 for example, with their ready to run, you get plastic links everywhere. I personally have a G6 truck. It was a kit that came with more option parts included, like aluminum links, although they only included the lower links, no upper links, so that's very cool that this truck comes with all of that in this ready-to-run package. A cool feature that I really like on this truck is the floating battery tray. I think it's really clever how it's designed, although it is shorter and will only accommodate a shorty battery pack or a stubby 2 or 3 cell, but the way that it works is it pivots at the back end more towards the center of the chassis, and then it's connected on 1 link on the front axle, allowing it to actually kind of bob up and down with the axle movement. And it's really cool how they're able to get the battery in there low and in the front. Compared to my personal SCX-10, getting the battery in the front and low was challenging and required some modification. On this truck you get it right out of the box. I really like that setup. Tires. These tires are licensed Interco TSL SX Super Swamper tires, 1.9. They're pretty tall. I couldn't find specifically what they are, but they're about 4.6, 4.7 inches. I really like the looks and they feel pretty soft. The detail on the sidewall looks really good and I'm digging it. I also particularly enjoy these chrome wheels, much better looking than just a black wheel. So what is different with this new truck? Well, the only real difference in terms of parts used or not used on this truck are that the side guards that connect to the chassis are no longer there. They're on the Blazer and they kind of stick out a little bit from underneath the body. They're not included on this truck. You also don't get a rear bumper. It is now painted into the body, where on the Blazer you actually had a plastic molded bumper back there. So the second real difference between this Ford Bronco and the Chevy Blazer is in the wheelbase. The Ascender trucks are really cool in that the steel ladder frame chassis allows you 4 different positions to lengthen the truck or make it shorter. Where the Ford Bronco comes at the shortest wheelbase, it measures 10.95 inches. It's basically 11 inches, but that is the shortest wheelbase you can make this chassis. The Chevy Blazer comes in quite a bit longer. But that wheelbase is all due to this body, which is the most obvious difference on this truck, but the one that makes the least difference when it comes to performance. Now in 1972, the Ford Bronco was still on its first generation of its body style. It had not changed since its release in 1966, and it was a much shorter truck than the Chevy Blazer. To really make this truck look good, Vaterra shortened the chassis to its narrowest to make this body and the truck look much more scale and proportionate to how it really looked. So depending on the terrain you drive on and the activities you do with your truck, the wheelbase can make big performance differences. The differences in the body though, they don't matter. You just pick whatever you like, Ford or Chevy, and go have fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want more info on this truck, you can check out the link down below. And while you're at it, leave me some feedback. I always appreciate the comments, likes, dislikes, whatever you want to do. And hit that subscribe button while you're at it to see future RC awesome nacho sauce. And until next time, peace.